against them.
I mean, to be honest, looking at this bracket, if, let's say, the bracket was, you know, a little bit shuffled and there were other options of who you go up against in the lower bracket, I don't know that there's like a winner of this is the team I'd rather go up against, right? But hey, we'll have to find out. We've still got to get through this one.
Yeah, and we are going to be diving into the first map. Here we go. It's going to be Anubis, B8 versus Apeks. Apeks already apparently having won their first round. We have missed it. Missed the pistol rounds, but Apeks winning that round is all crucial. And I should be able to try and clean up house now.
Well, round one in the back pocket. And a fairly decent buy to come through here. Interesting that Styko's not buying in, though. Must have put a little bit more into that previous than maybe we knew about, or possibly saving up for something in the future. But there you go. Kick things off with a very interesting trade-off there. Pistol coming through clutch.
Oh, bomb down. Having that AK on the Senthiel is going to be crucial going forward into this next round. They're going to want to try and, you know, make a recovery of something else, but it's going to be dangerous. Because losing that AK is not going to be optimal. But Apeks starting off nice. This is obviously a B8's map pick. And from what we looked at the map picks, Apeks definitely want to win this one and the next one. Their map pick too, which see previously they did not. So it's going to be tight, but here we go. Going into the next round, we should be seeing a decent buy from B8, especially if that AK held over.
I'm going to be so happy with that one. So at the very least, they can grab that. Didn't even go for exit plays. I thought maybe they, you know, push up a little bit, get in Apeks faces, and take them out where possible. But denying them some of that cash, I don't hate it. So now we're going to see a little bit of a reinvest come through. And it's actually 2 guns that they have to end up buying because they have to replace the one they lost. And Styko didn't have any sort of a weapon in the previous round. So quite a bit of an investment here from Apeks. And if B8 can steal this round away, they're going to be on a really good foot.
See, obviously, some attention up water at the moment. Kakanito trying his best to open this up. Chucks in that molly fairly deep. Looking to open it up. The nade's going to be following up from both sides at the exact same time. A little bit unfortunate, but following up with the smoke is going to put a little bit more delay on here. They could go in for a bit of a push here, but we'll have to wait and see. Over towards A, it's all calm across the board. Mid is currently open. It's Apeks trying to sneak around, see if there's a potential opening they could find here. NPL going to be walking around. Bend this as well, but Kakanito in towards Connector, finds one, but the trade comes out as Baz able to find that kill. The substitute player at the moment coming in hot. jkaem bashing back. Bench here for his teammates. Captain Kirk, though, unable to defend that A site, leaving it open for the taking. This has to be a save from B8, who are now 2 rounds down, Sam, on the CT side. This is definitely, obviously, T-sided map. Especially with the economy changes coming into MR12.
Yeah, unfortunately, not the round that B8 wanted. Only able to get 1 kill. And, of course, very easily shuffled around. So, picks up, you know, MAC-10 player drops a MAC-10, picks up the rifle. Easy peasy. And we move into the next round fairly comfortable. B8 is unfortunately in a very, very tight spot here. Great mid control coming through from Apeks. Love that. Love the pincher split push in towards A. And B8, I mean, at that point, once they've lost control of mid, there's not too much more that they can do. They will, however, at the very least get another exit here. And there is a possibility for another. But no, Apeks not going to be too aggressive on this one. They don't want to lose any more guns. They've already lost enough. Why risk it? Good call.
Yeah, there's only so much you could risk. They don't want to screw up their economy too much. Although, allowing the 2 rifles to come through is going to be a potential risk factor. But it may also cause an over-investment into this following round, which would actually work really well for Apeks if they're able to close it out. So it's going to be interesting to see what B8 decides to risk on this in their first time out coming in.
I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit more out of B8. Not B8. Well, B8, yes, but Baz in particular. Obviously, having lost their AWPer does put them in a bit of a tight one, but Baz did play for them when they played against Apeks just the other day, And had a bit of a slow start, it felt like, right? Not the greatest kind of super outstanding performance, somewhat middling. So I want to see if he can step that up a little bit today. It always feels like there's so much attention on the sub, right? Because you want them to like prove that they can play with the big guys, but at the same time they're a sub and they haven't been around for as long. So it's a really tough situation to be in.
I really like this buy from BA, to be honest. They level out their economy, so they go forward into the next round at equal doors, equal points on the economy for all of them, and they still have a chance here. These kind of rounds can be good for countering in these kind of situations, as long as they don't overextend. And in mid, they've actually held back quite a bit, forcing jkaem and co to actually push up. This is going to allow NPL to go in for a kill. They've left A completely open, so they've got the manpower here in towards the mid position. Flash comes out, doesn't affect NPL whatsoever. Second one coming through. There's going to be smoke for that position. jkaem's now going to be left alone. He's going to get spammed through the door. He's still alive, but not for long. He goes down, and his counterpart Nork able to find a kill as well, and they are cleaning up house methodically here, making sure they try and keep as many guns as possible. They've left the bomb in spawn.
They
Go
have.
back to collect it now.
That's quite funny. But you know what? Who needs a bomb, right? You just have to make sure that all of your opponents are dead, and then you're good to go. Yeah, who needs the extra cash? We're balling it. Baz. Oh, okay. A little bit of a bike back here. Both B8 players good for 2 kills themselves. It's going to put them in a little spot of danger, but they'll be happy to have at least done some of that economic damage. Unfortunately, Tom, we're getting really close to that point of no return, too little too late scenario, and with B8 being unable to recover one of those rifles, they might actually go for it though. They might just try. Oh, there you go. Rifle recovered. They'll be happy with that at the very least.
Yeah. And yeah, this just allows them to now go into a full buy into the following rounds. Obviously, owner and Captain Kurt sort of put quite a bit of money into that previous round. But for the round loss bonus, they should be all good. Almost at max. We'll be seeing them pretty high, especially with Sentio having the kit ready on board. Head armor on Baz. Sentio doesn't need to upgrade whatsoever. Although, since having that M4 will be fairly painful for any of the players that don't have head armor, so we'll wait and see. I'm wondering if any of them are going to pick up an AWP. This is probably not...
I don't think this is the round.
I mean,
But at the
might
same
be,
time,
who?
when
Like,
is the round? Yeah, I mean, that as well. Oh,
Yeah,
there you
there
go,
you go.
Baz. Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes
I
sense,
think,
right?
yeah.
An AWPer for an AWPer, that, you know, sometimes you're not always lucky enough to get that situation, but they have managed to find one for themselves. It's a hefty invest, obviously, and money's looking very scattered and odd for B8. But if the investment pays off, it could be the turnaround.
Yeah. Right, let's dive into this. Owner peeking round. The AWP shot misses, but the nade follows up. Bang! Hits 2 of the players heavily. And Owner going to get chased down, but he stays alive for now. Turns around, gets the shots in. He's going to run on by. He may end up falling, but he wins the fight. jkaem goes down. His aggressive push there, costing him his life. Some damage done, but not enough. This may well be the round B8 can make a return. By make a return, I mean make a single mark on this whatsoever, and out B main they go. Push out Senthiel with the AK. AWP about to peek around Senth. He's going to give away his position. They know where he's at. He peeks around. The shot is missed. He stays alive, but for how much longer? He's going to have to just dance around this, and he still falls. AWP catching him off guard. It's a 2v4, and B8 have almost every upper hand here. Oh no. Kaka caught off guard. He turns his back at the wrong moment. Nork, the last one left alive, and Captain Kurt going to be pushing through the smoke. He's going to be out of the angle. Oh no. Smokes aren't walls.
Unfortunately not. But a great round from B8. I mean, they're going to be absolutely loving life after that one. Their first real good buy into this, and they managed to make it work so well. Great little bit of util used down towards mid, chunks down a ton of the Apeks players, and after that, it really is just follow through. I will say that the dodging and weaving, ducking and diving from Owner towards double doors, nuts that he's able to get away with that, and then still, you know, gets the kill, retreats, lives to tell the tale. Solid performance there. So, good stuff from B8, but of course they need to carry on that trend. Money's not an entirely massive issue for Apeks just yet. But after this round, if B8 can win this round, that's going to put Apeks in a supremely uncomfortable position. And for for B8 to get 4 rounds, just 4 rounds on any map is fantastic. But to get 4 rounds on the CT side on this map, they'll be super happy with that.
There we go. In towards B. We may well be seeing Apeks go. Oh, the AWP shot doesn't land. That was actually the nade. Damage done. Now the execution going to be coming through. Baz holding the angle tight and close. Styko and Ona going to be trading kills here. jkaem going to be making the trade. The shot! It's missed! jkaem comes flying around the corner. Superman punches one of the players in the head. Baz down. NPL pushing up behind, but Nork's got this covered. Gets the kill on Captain Kurt. May well be trying to lurk from the CT spawn, but he's sent back once he came.
jkaem snappy in that round. It felt like he was everywhere, everything everywhere all at once, right? Like he was just where he needed to be from start to finish. Great little 3K from him to help secure that round for Apeks. B8, I mean, they had such a solid round the round before. We come into the next round and they just get absolutely decimated. The timeout from Apeks was exceptional. And it puts them back on the front foot, back into a strong area of contestation, and leaves B8 in a position where the roles are completely reversed. Losing this round is going to put them in some serious trouble.
Through the smoke, MPL punishing jkaem. I do love the fights in that sort of bridge position. It's unique. It is different to every other map, thanks to the sort of verticality and the drop-down ability. It's just, it's nice to see. It's much better than the sort of the mid plays of, say, Dust 2, for example. Even Mirage, which I still think is still good fun, but this one makes it a little bit more easier to cross over and have fights in. Captain Kirk going to be back in office. Nico is going to be peeking on in. Oh, instantly found though. Nork, does he dare go in for that trade? He is going in for the peak, but Captain Kirk got to be playing smart, backing around. Pillar, but unfortunately does decide to extend out a little bit, show himself. I like Apeks. They've slowed this down, but only 35 seconds left on the clock. Flash comes through. Sense at least now knows where to lock on into. They're now both spotted. He knows he would have been seen. The switch on over comes through, and NPL wins that fight, but only just. AWP on Baz can be on this angle. Anita going to be peeking on in. The trade's going to be coming through. He comes in, gets the first initial shot. The trade is not there. Need it immediately. Now the bomb has to get planted fairly quickly. And that it does. The molly gets dropped down. Player's going to be lunging back in towards water. It's going to be a Senthiel going in for the backstab here. They have to make a decision on which way they're going. Baz gets the first kill. Now it's going to be a 1v3. North picks up a rifle. Going for the first kill. Finds it. Going for the second one. But he jumps and the bullets go and miss. And we get the second round for B8. But it is a costly one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like so Captain Cooker gets the first kill in towards A main, kind of backs off, repositions ever so slightly, but still kind of holding that angle, duking it out, trying to go toe-to-toe. I don't think he realized that the AWP was right there, and unfortunately he does lose that duel. However, NPL's reposition in mid onto a slightly elevated platform is fantastic, because there's no way that that is expected. And as soon as the swing comes through, he's able to get that kill, and immediately it's a numbers advantage for B8. They play that retake pretty well, you know, they've got numbers advantage as I said, so they have a huge advantage to get themselves back in, and finally they will get themselves that second round.
Lots of utilities are going to be choked down. Either way, hit that flick from Baz, absolutely beautiful, snappy, and punishing now Sense. Going to be picking up the mantle on that AWP now. Seeing as Nork is gone. From here, it's the zeros here. Apeks picking up 5 rounds is great, but they're going to be wanting more than that. And here we go, pushing in towards connector. They've got the kill in towards site already as Santhiel goes down. Nito going to be putting pressure on this angle as well, making sure they have to dedicate at least one person to this position. NPL is in a great spot though. He's coming up behind him, gets the kill. Unfortunately, this may well just be the clothesline. Captain Kurt coming through, and now last 2 players left alive. Blanco, Sense. Other sides of the map from each other. Sense going to be causing a little bit of a distraction. I think it's now being called from B8 that they need to check in towards this mid position. So they're going to be clearing it out. The bomb's going to go down. They know at least one person is behind over towards B main. Is that bomb going down? It's all going to be about Seiko Mansion this time. Oh, was he spotted? He was not. He now just has to wait. Hope his teammate's going to be able to come to his aid. He is going to be able to find none. Baz, they can just go for the defuse here. It's over.
Baz surviving there is nuts. The fact that he's able to jump out of the way and get baited off of without having to die so that Captain Kutka can get the kill. Beautiful. I think completely unexpected and unplanned, but it works out very, very well for them. And this is what I was saying. Now they're on the precipice of that fourth round. And the fact that Apex's money is just about in the drink at this point, they're still going to be able to scrape something together. But it's not going to be terribly robust. So B8, this is such a good moment for them to take advantage and to wrestle that control. One more round will make a solid CT half for them. If they could get a second round, that'd be fantastic. And the thing is, if they win this round, Apeks should be down onto, like, upgraded pistols, right? So winning this round means that B8, or maybe some SMGs, but B8 should be able to win a second. I mean, this could be such a catalytic moment for them to bring back the control into their own hands and to give them a serious shot on a T side, which they don't, like, you don't even need an advantage on the T side on this map.
Apeks, unfortunately, not going to be able to catch a break. jkaem dies almost immediately in towards that bridge position. Down a player right off the bat. Some utility lost, if I'm right in saying. jkaem is currently doing fantastic work. 161 ADR at the moment. Doing a lot of damage. Kakanito finding that kill into NPL, who has backstabbed them a couple of times. I'd probably actually say it's thanks to NPL's backstab in that previous round that actually secured it for B8. Taking out Kakanito in towards that connector position really secured it for them. There we go. Flash coming through. No, never mind. It's a smoke. Second smoke. No. Flash. Not going to be coming through. The spray from Captain Kurt does work. Finds one kill. That is all he needed to do in that situation. Caused the delay.
I'm so glad B8 don't over-rotate. They don't overcook this. They've still got one player in towards site, and now this is where the execute's going to be on B. Oh, and it's perfect. Holds the line. Gets both. The bait and switch failed, Tom, and B8 read it perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, when it takes you like half an hour to rotate and you're running the whole time, it's a good read from B8. And like you said, it's really good that they didn't over-rotate in that situation. But also, Cynthia just had it handed to him on a platter there. They both ran through. And also, the bomb holder was the first player to charge at him.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a weird one. Although, to be fair, he gets both either way. So, I say either way. Like, he got both. So, wherever the bomb was. But yes, a bit of a questionable one there. But as said, oh, yeah, upgraded pistols at the absolute most. One Galil, the hero Galil. B8 staring down 5 rounds here, looking very sharp. Great coordination so far. It was a bit of a shaky start, but they've come into their own quite nicely. So they'll win this one out, and then we've only got 2 rounds left in this half. Apeks desperately need those last 2 rounds after this.
Yeah, I think things will be looking pretty dire if they're unable to. 5 rounds from the T side is not what you want. The upgraded pistols, the Galil or Nork. Not the best situation to be in. Also, not the worst. Could be far worse for them. The lack of utility is going to be a bit painful. Anita making a little bit of noise. Doesn't really matter though. NPL going to be snapping Sense's head off as they go in for the boost on the bench. Cynthia with the A1 should be able to clean up house here on Kakanito if he dares push into his area. Psycho has no upgraded pistol whatsoever in the moment. I think there was a dropped pistol that he could have taken. Maybe not. Out around the corner. Easy peasy lemon squeezy alongside Captain Kurt.
I think that goes pretty much to be expected. You would have liked to have seen a little bit more come out of the Galil at the very least, but unfortunately, I walked into a bit of a meat blender there in mid. Made it very difficult to get any sort of value out of that. But now Apeks buy back in. So they desperately need these next 2 rounds. I said it a little bit earlier, but without these 2 rounds, I think that this could very easily be a B8 win. And Apeks really cannot afford for that to happen. We saw what happened the last time on their own map pick, so they need to try and steal this one away if they can.
Second to last round, like you were saying, Captain Kurt, position up on the table in towards A main. They've not held this position before, so it may actually give them the opportunity to be able to take this fight, and that's exactly what happens as Baz does fall. The standing AWPer is now dead, and he has done a lot of damage this game so far. We've seen some snappy shots. Akanito going to be pushing up. Sentiel's going to be a bit of a danger. Already expended half his magazine here. Bullets. He's going to have to be selective on where he sprays now until he gets a reload in. Maybe facing up against 2 players alone. He's got a backup player. Looking to be coming through. NP out in towards mid. jkaem gets caught off guard once again. Fantastic utility usage. This is when Apeks needed to just push in and take this site at that moment, but they didn't do it. Sense does catch a Cynthia. Owen's going to be in the exact same position, takes the initial shots, does find 1 kill, but the trade going to be ringing in true, but they haven't got the bomb over towards that position, so this is going to be a dangerous rotate. NPL. He hears the footsteps underneath him. Nork going to be fully aware that someone could potentially come down behind him. Instead of doing so, NPL is actually going to be joining his teammate in towards Palace. Pressure's on. 20 seconds remain. The bomb's going down. That B main kind of plant. Maybe not. Nork is now going to be in a different position. He almost gets a collapse with a switch over to the AWP so late after a plant. It's questionable at best.
I mean, that was a really tough situation to be in, and I love the fact that B8 opt not to try and push in, push down from bridge and push in behind, but rather to link up, hold hands, buddy system, and off they go, and it's 2 almost instantaneous kills. Really well played from there. Of course, taking advantage of a less than ideal post-plant scenario, but again, Apeks are unsure. They think, well, they might be somebody pushing in from water. So unfortunately, they make the wrong call, they gamble it, and it's B8 with yet another round to their name. This is the last in the half. Can B8 make it a 7th? I think that would be fantastic if they can. Org on board as well, and any team that plays the Org, I support.
Here we go, some action coming in towards B, trying to bait in some of the utility from the side of B8. Not quite going to work. Or bait, I suppose. Kakanito holding on towards that position. Near, takes the spray, gets the kill. It's going to be jkaem, actually, who flicks on over after getting the connection kill as well. Fantastic played. NPL can't get the job done. He falls. This is looking like an equalizer. 6-6 could be the lineup we see on this as Stigo finally, looks like a rather coming alive, gets 2 kills. Finally having an impact on the round. And half, and we're going to go into break. We'll see you after the, well, a couple of minutes. We'll see you then.
That same old feeling. Don't know what's right or wrong. Searching for meaning. I've been thinking about it way too long. So whatever you long for, don't give up along the way. Don't give up along the way, and cherish the moment. Come on up and just let go. Come on up and just let go. you stop and make your choice. So whatever you long for, don't give up along the way. Don't give up along the way, you know, and cherish the moment. Come on up and just let go. Come on up and just let go. Let it 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 go. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, don't you think? It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, don't you think? If we go down in history.
A 6-6 half. A lot closer than I think we had expected it to be when we kicked off, Tom. But B8 had a great resurgence towards the end of that first.
Love seeing this aggression down mid, down through connector. Now Kakanita's going to have to try and play defensively against this here in the first headshot. Now peeking over towards B-main. It's not going to happen though. It's going to be the back end of 4 for NPL from the distance. With the pistol here, the P250. Going to be able to hit the headshot, but Sen's going to be coming in with a vengeance. But the bomb does get planted. This should have died for this. It would have been worth losing just to try and deny that bomb plant, because now the money is there in the bag, and Baz has a chance to stand in play here. The AWPer gets it anyway! Absolutely destroys and sends Apeks packing.
Hell no. Absolutely no right whatsoever. Well played. Bomb down and manages to hold down the fort. Beautiful performance there. Unreal. A solid clutch to just ensure that they do get that first round. Apeks fumble a little bit there. They had a real opportunity to snatch that away. Sure, they couldn't deny the plant, but might have been able to at least rescue the round. And unfortunately, it gets handed over to B8. They're going to look pretty damn comfortable coming into the second round.
Now NPL is going to look to farm up some cash here with the MAC-10. Sense may well be the first individual to go down. Sneaking up on through. They find the first kill, but NPL now going to be looking to clean up the house. But he's only going to be good for one. Captain Gert's going to be running for the hills. He's got the bomb as well. Should be able to make it away. Baz enters onto the site, AK in hand. The only AK. Otherwise, it was MAC-10s and a Galil. I love that buy the way. It's my preferred one to see. Not the overinvestment of too many AKs. If you lose those guns to the CTs, it can really cause an issue. And also farming extra cash for the MAC-10s is top-notch. Cynthia is rather low, though. And this player in towards the CT spawn is going to catch him off guard. Nork taking a gun out of the hands of BA and getting an extra $600 to his name. Can make a big difference for their following round. And Apeks are going to have them locked into this position. Captain Kurt is going to be trying to look around. jkaem is going to be the bait. Oh, but no. Sense is not going to be good enough there. He drops. Nork is going to be able to survive with his gun. The bomb radius on this map is a lot more healthier than that of Ancient.
B8 going to be very happy with that one. Unfortunately, do lose quite a few players, but as you said, right, not as heavy of an investment in terms of weaponry in that round. So, still going to be feeling okay. Still going to be able to reinforce themselves a little bit, make things a little bit more robust and across the board. Whereas Apeks now, going to be comfy cozy. MAC-10 saved over from the previous, and they're going to complement that with a slew of M4s. taking a slightly more forward position here. Obviously, in the previous round when they still had pistols, holding much further back and waiting for people to walk into their crosshairs. This time around, trying to get some early info, and now they have all the info in the world.
They push so far in towards that mid position as well. Bait gonna be looking pretty good here. They've still got a lot of time on the clock. I say a lot. It's already almost a minute. That's going to be causing a bit of a distraction. Keeping a good hold on Apeks there. Multiple players going to be sticking around. Nook's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Smoke's going to be coming through. Flashes should keep running on in at the moment. Be hiding around the corner, jumps around, gets one, but instantly traded out. Sense going to be able to find one kill, but going to get pushed from behind. He's going to be able to find almost two of them. Owner's going to be on 1 HP. He has to push anyway. Catches the damage here, but not quite the kill. Slyko eventually catches Owner off guard. Now NPL, last one left alive. Going to be pushing in towards Connector or Nextra anyway. He's out of options. Oh, and he gets caught off guard. We don't see the angle. But jkaem able to get the kill, and Apeks finding that 7th round. And it's so crucial for them to get that round. Look at the economy on some of the players on bait.
This was not the best position, or best round, I suppose, for them to be in. Started really, really early on with positioning over towards B. The push without any sort of a flash was questionable at best. But I think the craziest part is the fact that you've got a player standing in a molly who's able to get one and then is still able to live. And sure, you've got a player that's kind of flanking it around and catching up, but it's these small missteps where you're not punishing and you're not capitalizing on your own utility. And unfortunately, it kind of ran them over a little bit in that round. And Apeks very quickly snatched back the control. Tons of cash in the back pocket. A full, robust, healthy buy into this round. And bait back onto pistols.
Wondering how they're going to dig themselves out of this one. It's really just going to be a bit of a YOLO round reset, which will then be another equalizer. Apeks still in with a chance, but how much one we'll have to see. North using a lot of bullets out the guard. He should get dropped. Okay, clean up the house. Finally, you know, getting into the double digits here. It was looking pretty weak for most of the T side. He ended the first half with 3 kills, with 2 of them being at the very end.
Yeah, not too much to write home about with that round, to be fair. Getting 1 kill is nice, but it hasn't made the greatest dent in the world. Would have liked a little bit more, but on a pistol, you're just kind of getting through it and moving into the next round. Now, we've got an AWP on board for North. I'm very curious to see if Baz will buy into a T-side at all once they have the cash. We'll see if they get there. The smoke spam is disgusting. It's a great opener here for bait.
Back up. Digging around. Oh, they don't get any shots in, but they also don't receive any damage. That's going to be good. They need to remain alive. Now they're going to be executed on in. Baz going to be able to find one behind them. Seth's going to be trying to go in for the trade here as well. jkaem's going to get dropped, and now it's all going to be down to Nork, who's going to be able to find 2, but he's going to get tagged. Captain Kurt, last one left alive. 1v2, finds the first kill. The bomb is not in his hands. He has to return back, and he finds him. Gets the kill through the smoke. Catches him by the toes as he tries to jump through the smoke.
Nothing like a little bit of smoke spam to start the map or the round and to end it as well. Oh, losing that bomb in no man's land is devastating. If Captain Kutko actually has control of the bomb, there is such a good opportunity. The chances of them being able to plant and hold in a 1v1, so doable. But unfortunately, things just did not end up that way. Back down onto upgraded pistols. Not too much to work with. And again, I mean, this is a round where the name of the game is damage. You know, there's 1 Tech 9, so there's not really anything to rush with, and that player's already chipped down to like 2 HP. So little that's going to be able to get done here.
Oh, owner. Oh, you're kind of just at a loss in that sort of situation. God, Apeks. They might actually have a hope here. I mean, picking up the 10th rounds, it'll leave them 3 rounds to get. They're building up a bit of an economy here as well, Sam. That is incredibly crucial for them, but all of that could quickly be snuffed out. They just have to wake up a little bit here. I think they've still got 2 more timeouts, if I'm right in saying. I don't think now is, like, potentially the right time, because they've had a couple of rounds to think. But if they lose this, I think a timeout will definitely be needed.
Yeah, we're getting into really dangerous territory here. I mean, I said for B8, 6 rounds. So easy to pivot off of that. You're laughing if you get 6 rounds on the CC side. But they've really struggled to find any sort of headway here on their T half. Apeks just seem to have the run from start to finish. And again, a lot of it comes down to just not capitalizing on that util. I said it a little bit earlier on, and it just seems to be kind of a running theme here.
Yeah, MPL's trying to just rush forward down the mid position. There was a smoke on the other side of it. Tagged him down to 68. Nade followed up through the smoke. Did a decent amount of damage now. Styko, it's going to be a load in this position. Baz on the other side of it. Owner too. SMTL ready to push. Are they going to be able to back out in time? I don't know. Smoke's fading. He's going to be in an interesting position anyway. His teammate has got some central flash. A utility coming out, but no, Owner catches him off guard. Now the execution is going to be laced in. jkaem's going to be good for 1.5. He's dropped, and now the retakes has to come on through, including actually Apeks going to have to watch out for that mid position. This is where things start to look a little bit more spicy. Oh, Sense, you have to hit those shots! As Captain Kirk just deletes his head.
It's got to be a safe call. There's no way you push this. 2 versus 4, trying to retake on the A site. Damn near impossible. Nork maybe just hangs out, tries to get an exit, but I mean, this went from bad to worse. Styko taking that incredibly aggressive stance. Look, you're not expecting 4 people to just be posted up A main, but getting way too aggressive there, so out in the open, no way of backtracking, and instantly shut down, and that opens things up. And sure, jkaem is able to get one and does a ton of chip damage, but at that point, when those 2 players are down, the A site is completely open. There is literally no pushback whatsoever. They can just rush out onto the site, and like you said, Sense missing that kill in mid, just unforgivable. I think he's going to be kicking himself for that one.
If we just look at the maps again, I mean, this is BA's map pick, but Ancient Apeks have been performing not so great on it, especially versus BA recently. And then Mirage, they've had 9 losses on that map in a row.
Yup.
Apeks have to win this map.
Yep.
Oh, there they go. They're going to have a clean run down out through B main here, so they could actually reposition heavily if they so wish. If they call it early enough, they may well be able to catch this mid play off. The smoke shots coming through, they don't hit, they don't connect. That means we've actually got an extra player now over towards the A site. One in the A connector. Oh, Kakanito coming in for the backstab. He's going to be able to find one. Almost a second. 17 HP left on Captain Kurt. This is looking pretty good for Apeks, but it's not over yet. 4v4. Advantage technically in the hands of Bait. B8.
Oh, Apeks pulling so many of their reinforcements back towards mid here, leaving A so unguarded. Only Styko left. If he gets mowed down, they're in some serious trouble.
It's doing a decent amount of damage. Still fools unable to get those kills, and now Apeks, they had the chance to be able to get this 11th round on the board, but the equalizer is looking so prudent here. I am not sure they're going to be able to do anything here. Going in for even the push here is so dangerous. Cynthia just catching jkaem completely off guard. Almost dies in the process, but does survive. Need to make sure there's no lurkers in that smoke. I respect it. Now they are backing off and maybe going in for a bit of hunt. They're very confident that there's no player going in here.
making the smart call not to push any further than this. They'd love to take that AWP away, but not at the risk of losing your own guns unnecessarily. Rough round for Apeks. And this is why T's generally have the advantage in a trade. Because Apeks, they've got 3 strong towards A, 1 towards mid, 1 towards B. It's a decent split. As soon as a player dies in towards mid, you have to now completely redisperse your defensive line. And that leaves weaknesses all over the map. And Bait have figured it out. The A site is that major weak spot. They can get down the 1 or 2 players there, get bombed down. They're laughing. They're sitting pretty for that round. So if they can draw those rotations off and then make that A hit, but this is now something that Apeks are going to need to be cognizant of. They need to be aware that A is their weak site. And while you're not necessarily just going to full, 5-man stack it, there definitely needs to be a little bit more attention paid to what is happening there.
I think this is make it or break it here for Apeks. They lose this round, I think that'll be it. Unless some kind of hero play comes in and Sense delivers a kill and blow an owner. It's going to help them secure this mid, sort of waterway position, this connector a lot easier. Means the MTL is going to have to rotate on over instead. It means they have no distraction over towards B, weakening their position in towards this spot, and here they go into it. NPL is going to be able to find the kill. Kakanito is unable to find and connect, but NPL can through the smoke, leaving Nork. Last one left alive on the initial site. The bomb's going to go in for the plant, but the headshot comes through the wall. It's going to be a body shot, not a headshot. I was wrong. Still connects. Captain Kurt looking for this player on site. To be seen. There's a backstab coming through. It's going to be Sneeko. Last one left alive is going to be Captain Kurt. All or nothing here. He goes over the spray. He misses. He falls. He crumbles. And now, Apeks. 2 rounds to go.
What'd I say? A side is the weak side. And they hit B. It's rough, man. I mean, you don't want to be too telegraphed, obviously. So you want to try some different stuff. But B, they've had kind of mixed success on B. It hasn't been the greatest. And I really felt like this time they were going to do it. Nork, he's like almost alone on site. One of the players is backed all the way off. But the shot that he is able to connect in such close quarters to survive, deny the bomb plant entirely. And at that point, like, I mean, they have no control of the site at all. And it just falls apart. Really well played to Apeks. You've got to give them credit where it's due. Despite having to, fall back and save and reinvest heavily and, a little bit of a back foot scenario, they still managed to make it work for themselves. And another timeout called here. We've reached double digits for both teams. And the last time, we'll just remind you, was a 13-11 in favor of Bait. Apeks cannot afford to set a foot wrong here.
Not at all. Very little money in the bank, but also it's more the factor that they can't afford to lose this map.
Yep.
But they are desperate, and when you're desperate, you tend to make mistakes and push over towards A is coming through like around the corner. He's going to have to activate, but it's empty on MPL. Perfect timing. Not losing a single player. This has to be a save. Again, an equalizer. Perfect execution.
For sure. I mean, great util usage there, but the fact that they live for so long and they're able to get those 2 A players down so incredibly quickly with no sort of recourse, no backlash, no trades. They just run it down, run over those 2 players, and they were both tucked so close. So, like, transfers and being able to back each other up as the T's, so much easier to get those 2 kills. I would have liked to have seen the Apeks players' position slightly different there. I think they made it a lot easier than it already was, because, like I said, A side, that is the weak link here for Apeks, and they need to find a way to reinforce that. After that save, sure, they'll be able to kind of spread the wealth a little bit here and still string a buy together, but losing this round puts us on map point and puts them on close to no money whatsoever. Like, we are literally now at the point of no return, and I don't know about you, but I'm seeing history repeat itself here.
I think so. Apeks They are desperate for this win. They know that to win this series, they, well, with any form of, well, not even certainty, just really any level of confidence in them, they need to be able to take this map. So some mistakes may happen here or there. Also, they've been playing fantastically. Jönköping finds Kakanito right off the bat. This just gives B8 time to play with. They know they've now got man advantage. They've got a minute and a half. And they're going to be pushing in towards A main. Bass going to be kicking around corner. Psycho has the initial advantage, gets the first kill coming in, and jkaem gets the kill, now pushing him from behind. It's almost a repeat, but not quite, as he bashes them back. And Captain takes far too long to chuck down the utility. It's allowed for a quick rotation, and the shot to the back of the head. Oh no! Nork almost misses there. Gets the kill in the bag finally. I thought it was an M4, but it was a USP in his hand, so fair play. That was close. And they do win the round. It was almost a mirror image to the prior one.
Oof, yeah, a little bit close for comfort. But this time around, they managed to reinforce much, much better than they had previously. And now, a twist of fate. It's Apeks who are on map point. And unfortunately for B8, well, unfortunately for Apeks, it doesn't put Bait in the situation where they have no money. So, guns on board for Bait, and they could very easily take this into overtime. With how back and forth this has been, there is definitely a world where we see that one happen. Now we're going to be heading back in towards the B side.
Oh, here we go. Push going to be coming through, but it's going to be Kakanito and Nork going to be able to find the first 2 kills. And that Molotov placement was so beautiful. It delayed B8 for so long. The spray through the smoke comes through. Kakanito catches the head. Now there's SMPL, there's Baz. If they could do a 2v4, then oh, you know, hats off to them. Absolutely fantastic. And coming from behind is SMPL. Going to catch jkaem off guard. Does take half his HP though. Molotov goes out. He's separated. He can't help Baz. They know where he's at. They're now going to be looking to tighten that noose. Smoke going to delay it even longer as well, but he's going to be continually pushing. Tries to chuck in the nade, but nades himself. Gives away his position. The bomb is locked in towards this site as well. There's just nothing B8 can do in this situation as Apeks look to close this out. The shots come through from Baz. He gets initial damage, but pushing through the smoke, he's going to expose himself to them, and it's going to be Nork with the headshot. Thank you very much, Apeks, coming through at the last moment, securing it, as it seemed that CT side was theirs. As Sligo came alive, and jkaem really holding down multiple times. It was the round before that he was able to find those 3 kills, which denied B8 that hold strong.